guys, so today we're doing a project pan update because it is the beginning of a new month. I've decided I'm going to do my project pan updates every kind of start of the new month, and I'm just going to do my updates now. And if you want to know what's on my face today, then I'm just going to get into the sponsored bit of today's video. So this portion of the video is actually sponsored by Odenza, who have been one of my favorite makeup brands through 2020, and now into 2021 they're releasing some amazing collections already, and I'm just going to use a few Odenza products to show you guys kind of some of my favorites. So an oldie but a goodie, I'm just going to use one of the fruit blushes, which are the matte ones rather than the shimmery ones. This is in Apricot Girl M1202, a beautiful like peachy pink. These are very pigmented, so be careful. It's just going to give your face such a beautiful flush. I kind of like swipe my blush all the way up to my bronzer. Super buttery and yeah, just pigmented. Stunning. So they've released highlighter palettes before and I've loved those. I showed you guys those before, but to show a new product, this is a new collection that they've just announced on their Instagram, I think yesterday, and they're launching it on the 5th of February. So I'm probably going to remind you of that on my Instagram, just in case you guys want to buy this. They're coming out with these highlighters. So they have this one, they have like a pinky one, and they have a blue one, and they look like marble on the inside. Look at that. I love these. This is my favorite one. It's like the one in the lilac-y packaging because it gives like a rose gold sheen to your cheeks. And I just go in and I swirl into all of these. This is quite like it's got like a sheen, but it's also got pieces of like thicker particles in it to add like the shine and the glow, and it just looks so stunning. Their highlights never disappoint. They always come up with like super interesting, innovative ideas for different shades and different formulas and different packaging and just everything. I love it. And just like the way this looks is so stunning. It's so aesthetic. Look at that. I've primed my eyes. I'm just going to use an Odenza eyeshadow palette. This is the first one I ever got from them and it's probably my favorite one. This one, I've dug into some of these shimmers a lot already, so this is actually my favorite one. It's got like a green yellow reflex. It's beautiful. I'm just going to use this like white brow bone shade first. Then I'm probably going to go into this mustard yellow. It's one of my favorite shades from the palette. It's so beautiful. So this is what we have for now. Then I'm going to go into this orangey shade down here and put it through the crease a little bit more and kind of into the outer third. Oh my god, I haven't done like an orangey look in a while. This is so cute. Then I'm just going to do my under eye. So I'm going to go into the mustardy yellow, go on my lash line. Okay, so now I'm just going to go into this shade here and put that all over my eyelid. It's one of my favorite shades. I just think it's such a stunning, look at that, it's so foiled and it just works super well. A lime green gold with an orangey base. It's such a beautiful shade. It doesn't even look as impressive on camera as it does in person, but in person it just looks so amazing. Then I'm going to go into this shade up here, like this yellow gold, and put it on the inner corner. And then I've got the rest of my face done now. I've got my eyebrows, my eyelashes, and I'm going to do the lipstick because they've launched some new lipsticks. They have two formulas, one in like this beige packaging, one in the pink. The one in the like beige packaging is matte. Look at this beautiful shade. I've loved this one. I've already used it a bunch, but I didn't want to show it to you guys because I wasn't allowed to because it wasn't out yet. And then this is a cream lipstick in the pink. And this is also a stunning shade. I think I'm just going to go for the matte because I've already primed my lips with some like lip balm. I literally don't even use lip liners with these. They're so stunning. And the shape of these are really cool. They've got like a bit of a curve at the top. So beautiful. It's like such a comfortable matte formula that you put it on and you don't feel it. Like, but it looks so like a powdery matte. It's so stunning. It's so beautiful. It's like the perfect matte for me. It looks a lot more like shiny because I've got a bit of a lip balm on underneath. So the blush, the highlight, the eyeshadow and the lipstick are all Odenza, and I think it's just such a stunning brand with such a stunning aesthetic. It just looks so beautiful. And thank you to Odenza for sponsoring this section of the video. Now let's get into my project pan. So I'm just gonna go in order. I have my project pan on my iPad just so I see what's happening, and then I have like this system where I fill in like these circles that I've made, and if I fill it in once just like lightly, it means I've made a pan, like I've hit pan, and then if I fill it in again, it means I finished the product. So I have a few pans and I have a few finished products, so I'm gonna go through all of that, starting with obviously primer. I've been using the Milk Hydro Grip pretty much all month, so this is the progress now compared to last month. I think I'm making really good progress on this. I think I should be done with this within, 2 months maybe. All month I've been using the skin tint, but you can't really tell how much progress you're making on it. You literally just can't tell. But I think I've made some good progress on that, so I'm gonna just keep on using that on my days where I'm not really wearing like much makeup, much foundation. However, instead of the Colourpop Pretty Fresh foundation, I'm putting in a new one that I've been trying just so I know if I can put it into my faves and fails for next month, because I tried it out literally at the end of this month, well, at the end of January, and I'm loving it so far. It's the foundation I'm wearing on my skin today. It is the most flawless, perfect long wearing thing I've ever tried. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation, stays all day and night. It's stunning. Oh my god, the way this blurs any imperfections, it covers so well. I literally put like a third of a pump, because one pump is way too much. I literally do like a little bit, and it covers my whole face. I still have a little bit left over on my hand afterwards. It covers everything. You can't even see my pores. Like when I wear this foundation, I don't use pore filling primers. So this is just how it blurs. Like, look at that. And at the end of the day, none of the foundation has come off. I went on a walk with Phoebe and it was like raining a little bit. I was obviously running around with her, whatever. I come back in kind of sweaty, but the foundation is not budging. But it doesn't feel tight or heavy or matte or cakey. It feels so good. I think this is going to be one of my favorite foundations. So I'm trying it out this month. So I'm going to put it into my project pan just so I can continue using it. We're supposed to start using like concealers in order. So I finished my Glossier Stretch Concealer and then I was supposed to move on to my It Cosmetics concealer. However, I remembered that my Kylie concealer was actually older than my It Cosmetics. I wanted to use it up, but I opened it and it smelled. So I used it once or twice and then I felt a bit icky about it, so I just threw it away. And it's now in my empties. Even though it's not empty, it's in my empties. And my It Cosmetics right now is just not working with my skin too well. So I've moved on to the next chronological order thing, which is my Pat McGrath Labs concealer. I love this concealer. It's great. I'm wearing it on my face today. I've covered some spots with it. I put it under my eyes. I think it just looks stunning. Honestly, it's such a good foundation. It's such a good concealer. It's the L3. I think that's the shade L3. I've got nothing to say about this other than it's just a really good concealer that I'm going to continue using. Powder, so I'm still using the Colourpop powder by making some really good progress on it. So this is kind of where we're at compared to last month. I hope the ring light isn't getting in the way. Oh, there we go. See, I think last time I was way higher. Now I'm literally down to here, like just under the Colourpop logo. So this should be done sometime soon, and I think I'm just making really good progress on things. So I'm using the Jouer pressed powder. It's supposed to have like a bit of coverage to it. Soft Focus Hydrate and Set Powder. I don't like this. It says Soft Focus Hydrate. What that means is it's got like a weird shine to it where it looks almost shimmery, and if you put too much in one area, it's going to start to look like you just put like a bunch of like kind of crappy highlight in one area. But I'm just using it under my eyes just to add a little bit more coverage, kind of like right in my dark spots. So I've made, I don't know, I've like taken off some of the like Jouer embossing in it. But you can see how weirdly shimmery it is. Look at that, like right here. Like right here. It's not a great powder. I would not recommend this one. But I'm just trying to get through it before I use my other powders because I already bought it. So I'm going to use it. It's not awful. It does the job. It's weirdly like, it claims to be hydrating, but it's like, it's shimmery, but it's also powdery. So if you apply too much, it doesn't even look hydrating. It just looks powdery, but also shimmery. It's just not a great powder, I'm going to be honest with you guys. At least not for me. Then I'm using the Hourglass Diffuse Light lighting powder. And you can see some pan, which is good, up here. And it's like sloped. So like there's more here than there is here. So I've definitely made some progress. There is some pan on the side here as well. So I'm definitely like making my way through this powder. Then, oh my god, this is exciting. Okay, let's compare this to last month. So I said I would use these two. So I'd use this bronzer and this blush. Today, obviously, I'm wearing a different blush, but I'm wearing the same bronzer. Look how much pan I've made. Look at this whole side here. This is going to be gone soon. Like I'm saying maybe end of this month, like by next project pan, I should be done with this bronzer. And then this blush, I've also made some pan here. I put my brush mainly like in this area here. So this is still a little bit like higher up. And then once I'm done with this one, I'll end up focusing on this blush and this highlight maybe. And then I'll be done with a whole palette. How exciting is that? I'm so excited, honestly. What's been exciting is the Colourpop Eurotrip highlight. Look at this. You can see the crate at the bottom. Oh my god, I'm so excited about it. Look how much I've used up of it. Anyway, this is one of my favorite highlights. I'm just going to keep on using it. I might use other highlights in between just if I feel like, oh, I just want to use a different shade. But this is like my universal, goes with every single look I do, highlight. I use this all the time. And that's, I think, it for complexion. So now let's get into some very exciting things. So I've been using the MAC Paint Pot as my primer for ages. This is the progress that we're making. I think we're doing good on it. I think this is going to last me until the end of the year. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like, I'm just going to keep this in because I think this is going to take me into 2022. For complexion, I forgot. I'm still using the Kylie setting spray that's in the Fenty bottle. We've already spoken about this. This is the Kylie Christmas collection from like ages ago. Oh, let the foam settle. Anyway, this is how far down I am. I haven't used setting spray today. Let's do that right now. Glad we got to experience that together. So yeah, this is how far down I am. I don't know, maybe another like month or two and I should be done with this. But I can't wait to move on to the next one, which is the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray that I just bought. Oh my god, the combination of this foundation, the Charlotte Tilbury one, with the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray means your foundation literally does not budge. It doesn't move, it doesn't go anywhere. So yeah, I'm excited to start using the other one as well. But yeah, this is how far down I am with this. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I haven't really been using the Lottie eyebrow pencil much this month because I've literally just been using brow gel. So I'm gonna keep it in just in case sometimes I have like a weird gap that I wanna fill in. I could probably fill this gap in here, but I can't be bothered to. So I'll keep it in, but I'm not really making much progress. And with this, until it dries up, you can't tell how much progress you've made because it's not one of those like pencils that you roll up. It's one of those like felt tip pencils. So until it dries up, I won't know how I'm going with this. I've been using my pencil. I have about this much left. I didn't do that last month, I don't think, but I have this much left. I've been using it just whenever. I use it with most eye looks that I do, even if it doesn't really go, because I feel like brown's just like a natural, just using it on my eyes today. It's just like a like natural, you know, way to go. I finished my Colourpop brow gel and I'm putting in the Glossy Boy Brow because it's the next one I had open. So I'll just finish this one up before it dries up, and it's in the shade brown. So that's what I've got in my brows today, just the boy brow. Then for something really exciting, so I put the Norvina palette into my project pan just to see how much, if I use this as much as possible, how much can I get done. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, out of the 30 days in January that we have, I've used this for probably 27 of them. I loved this palette this month. I'm just gonna take a moment to talk about how much I love this palette. It's so good. It's probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, of the suede, like these palettes. And I've hit pan on 2 shades. And then matte shades. This palette, when I put it into my project pan, was used once. So I had used this palette once and I put it into my project pan because I used it once. And this is the progress I've made. That's why I love ABH shadows, because if you say you want to use it up, you're going to use it up. I love this palette so much. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Such a versatile palette. Like, for example, you have your just typical universal like inner corner shade, and then you have your like setting shade. Then hear me out, the amount of looks you can do with this palette, like you wouldn't even know that I was wearing just one eyeshadow palette throughout the whole month. So you can do the pink, you can just do a pink look, right? And then you have like a little bit of like a burgundy shade at the end to deepen this one up. Then you have a purple if you want to go more pinky purple. Then you have a brown, an orangey, and like a cool tone brown if you want to do like a more soft glam type look, like the soft glam palette. And same goes for the shimmers. You have like a dark purple, a light purple, a pink. Then you have a rose gold, which is kind of like that in-between shade. I love that rose gold shade. And then you have like a brown and a gold for those brown shades. This is like a pink palette along with the soft glam palette. Like, it's such a versatile palette and I've used up so much of that shade. So now that I'm taking the Norvina out, I'm going to put in 2 Colourpop 9 pan palettes because that would kind of be roughly the same amount of shades. I'm going to put in the Going Coconuts for my everyday nudie brownie. I said I would keep the Viseart palette in my project pan for the whole year, but I haven't really been using it this month, so I'm just going to kind of move it out the way for now and then maybe come back to it later on. So this is what the Going Coconuts palette looks like. It's just like a very neutral, not too cool, not too warm eyeshadow palette, and I think I can get some good use out of this one. And then I'm going to also put in a pink, because you guys know I love my pink eyeshadow. This is a new pink eyeshadow palette they came out with. It's called the Cloud Spun. It came out around Cyber Monday. It's new. I want to get some use out of it because I feel like I haven't used it enough. And I think it's just a stunning pink palette. So I'm just going to put this one in. It's got a pressed glitter in the middle, but that's fine. So yeah, I'm just going to use those 2 in my project pan for this month. Then I used up the KVD Lash Primer and I used up the Hourglass Travel Size Mascara. So I'm putting in 2 mascaras. I'm putting in a more natural one, which is the Glossy Lash Slick, because it is almost dried up. Like, it is on its last legs. So I'm just gonna put it in. I love this mascara for every day, so I'm gonna put that in. And then I'm gonna put in the Casa Zeta-Jones mascara, which I have on my eyelashes today. It adds so much length. So what I decided was, for Super Shock Shadows, I was going to use Ritz all year long. I didn't really use this month, which is kind of sad. But this is just like it's from the That's Taupe collection. It's just like a cool toned, shimmery shade. I'm still keeping this in for the whole year. I just wanna see how much use I can make out of this one. So I'm keeping that one in. However, for this month, I also put in a few Super Shock shadows. Because this palette is a mainly pinky purple kind of vibe, I put in these 4 that I had. So there's a bluey purple, well, a purpley blue. You can see that one's stunning. I've used quite a bit of it because I used it with, obviously, when I used the purple shade in there, I used this one. So that's the shade Dream Lover. Then I had the Set to Stun. I've also used this one a lot. It's just like a beautiful pink. I also had the frog one in there, which is just like a light pink that I would use on the inner corner or inner third of the eye. And then I had an inner corner highlight, which I didn't use much, even though I love it, called Ice Dream. And it just shifts to pink, which you can't see on camera at all, but it shifts to like a hot pink, which is stunning. So I used those because obviously those palettes were quite pink. Now, because I'm going with the Going Coconuts and the Cloud Spun, I have to have Super Shock shadows to go with both of them. So for the Going Coconuts, I'm going to stick with Ritz, and I'm gonna go with Catitude, which is just like a yellowy champagne-y gold. So for Cloud Spun, we already have this one, the Super Shock shadow, which is kind of very similar to Ice Dream, the inner corner highlight. So I'm just gonna put that one away because I don't need it for now. So I definitely don't need the purple blue for this palette because that's not really the vibe that this one gives me. I'm probably going to keep Set to Stun and Frog, which are the light, like princess pink is what I like to call this one, and like the slightly deeper mauvey pink. So those are the two I'm going to keep with this palette. Even though it's got its own shimmer shades, I like to use Super Shock shadows to amp palettes up. So I have 2 Super Shocks per palette to use up. So that's it for eyeshadow. Then for lips, I put in quite a bit for lips because I am, you know, a little bit picky, and then I started switching things out during the month. So for lip liners, I'm keeping in the same ones, probably going to keep them in all year. I have Cool BFF for cool toned lips, I have Ginger for orangey lips, and I have Forever and Always, which I used the most, which is like a pinky in between shade. Still keeping all of those in, and I'm making some, I'd say like good progress on these. I'm making the most progress on Forever and Always. As you can see, it's the shortest one. I'm still keeping in the Charlotte Tilbury lip gloss. I like it for those days where I'm just looking for like a pinky, shimmery, glossy look. Also putting in, I don't know if I had this at the start of the month, I'm gonna have to check. I'm putting in the Charlotte Tilbury sheer lipstick in Pillow Talk. I've just been using this a lot. It's a versatile lip product. During the month, I've put in the Glossier Leo lipstick that they have. It's like a super matte, powdery, like a blotted look. And it's just like a brown, stunning. So I'm gonna put that one in. So I've been using that throughout the month. But this is how much we have of Leo. I had the Kylie Sweater Weather lip in my project pan. I'm gonna take this out. My lips are very dry lately, so I just don't think this works for me right now. So I'm gonna take that out. I've thought about it, and because I have the ginger lip liner in my project pan, I'm gonna put in the Odenza cream lipstick in Love Jasmine, which is a very similar like gingery type shade. And the last thing I'm going to put in is my Glossy Lip Gloss, because this is about how much I have left. I don't know if you can see. No, you can't. It's literally just like right on the side here. A lot of it is empty. I think I can use this up within a month or 2 if I just use it a lot. So those are the lip products that are going into my project pan, and I'm kicking out the Sweater Weather lipstick. And I went through about 2 beauty blenders this month because whenever I do my makeup on the bed, Phoebe manages to steal one and treat it as a toy. So they've been ripped up. They're going to be in my empties. And I have this one, which she got to once, but she didn't make any holes in it, so I just cleaned it, which is a bit gross, but she did grab it and then she just ran off with it, and I was like, no, my beauty blender. So this is the Colourpop silicone one with a bit of silicone at the bottom, but I've ordered an hourglass one, and then the full beat set came back in stock, so I ordered that one as well. And yes, I'm using this one, but I've used up 2 beauty blenders this month plus this one. And that is it for my project pan. Let me know what you guys are using, loving, kicking in, keeping in for this month. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below anything you want to comment down below, and subscribe to post videos every time I think of something to do. So hit that bell, be notified when that's happening. Social media links and any other links will be in the description. I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.